We're going to start just by taking out the old stator, 10 millimeter bolts. I'm going to go over, this is the inside of the rear cover on the CX, replacing the cam seal that's underneath the water pump there in the back. And there's O-rings on those water jackets on the other side, of which you'll see here later in the video. But just wanted to let you know what's happening. Removing the pickups from the case here.
These pickups are coming out because of the new Rae-San Hall effect that I'm also adding. I'm replacing the stator with the upgraded G8 stator from Rick's Motorsports, and it was part of a package I got with the upgraded rectifier that supports the lithium battery. Basically just upgrading the entire ignition charging system of this bike.
So this rear cover here, is 40 years old, and the neutral safety switch terminal did not want to loosen from the switch itself. So I let it soak a little bit there with PB Blaster, and you'll see here how I eventually loosened it up. The new stator from Rick's Motorsports does come with a new wire, so you don't need to reuse any of this, but I didn't want to hurt anything in the process. Here we're prepping to install that Hall effect kit, which this video is not covering, but I'm removing this to prep for that. At the very end, you'll see how I routed the wires that the Hall effect kit is going to, how they're going to run through the grommet there at the back of the case, along with the neutral safety switch wire, which you're seeing here, and the 3 wires from the stator. Here is that new neutral safety wire that's included.
you're seeing how, the fact that I've never done this before, it takes quite a bit of time when you have some knowledge, and obviously I had the back of this case off, so I'm confident that I'll be able to make this bike run again, but I've never replaced a stator inside of a case before, so I'm just wanting to make sure the wires are in the right spot. I'm not going to pinch anything. And, the whole purpose of making videos like this is, just like you, I researched a bunch of videos, and there's very good information from some pro builders. And then every once in a while, there's just a couple average Joes like me doing something that somebody can benefit from when they've never done anything before. So that's my hope, is just to encourage you to continue on with your project. And we're all learning together. If you have any helpful tips for other people, obviously, please comment. And, these bikes are so cool and unique. It's helpful to always have everyone's input.
Just like all the other 6mm bolts in reassembly here, it's 6 to 9 foot-pounds, and I use some thread locker there in addition. This is that inside the case cam seal. Make sure the orientation is correct. The lip faces the cam as you're reinstalling. Here are those O-rings for the water jacket, and just to put a little oil on those. Something I don't show after I get this cover back on is I put my gear shift change lever back on, and I went through the gears. Just want to make sure, everything's still working mechanically back there before you put it back in the bike. So I'm torquing the bolts here now, and there's two different sizes going on. There's the 6mm bolts, which are just 6 to 9 foot-pounds, just like the bolts internally there for the stator. And then there's also the 8mm bolts, which obviously are the larger ones, and those ones are 13 to 18 foot-pounds.
Okay, mechanical seal. It's got the original cup in there. And then we just have a tiny bit of, this is a new seal. I just separated it with heat. Some people just put it on a glass cooktop. I used a very, very tiny lighter from a flame for, I don't know, 30 seconds or so and heated it up. And then I just applied, this is a little bit of black RTV, and it just puts a nice little sticky sealant on the back to get it to stay and seal inside that cup. That cup, by the way, was completely cleaned out. So we got our sealant on there, just a little bit, but a nice layer of it. And then you want to make sure that put this washer down. See our notches here on either side. There's notches that correspond on the rubber inside. And you just want to make sure that those line up. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to clean this outside more, but what we need to do in the meantime is clean the inside of this out. There's a couple other pretty good YouTube videos on cleaning this out, and basically just green Scotch Brite, make sure there's no adhesive or anything. And all I did is a little bit of Dawn detergent on the back side of this rubber, and then you just simply and cleanly, you don't want to get your hands all gross, push that in. That's it. That's all you need to do, because the inside lip of this and this is what creates the seal. So we're looking pretty good. The little tiny thrust washer is on here. It's on the little keyed shaft. And then we're going to slide this on. And this is what's going to make that cup stay in there and then seal. It's so wild. This thing is just, this water pump rides right on the cam. Anyway, you can re-anneal those copper things, but this is the new part. They're still available. And we'll double check, but I'm pretty sure we're talking about 6 to 9 foot-pounds on that nut on the outside. So I'll get this there's a lot of movement on there because of that spring. So, all right, there we go. I'll double check. Yeah, it's between 6 and 9 foot-pounds, so get you a little bit better shot here. That's it. So then all we gotta do is clean our surface really well, because the new, I actually got the real, like you're supposed to do, you know? Because when I pulled this off, there was the original one with like an enormous amount of silicone, and that's not how we're gonna do this. Cleaned up new O-ring. It has these little notches that'll hold it in, so you don't really need to glue it with anything. And I just put a little tiny oil on it. We had this cover off. I cleaned out that weep hole there that was blocked. It's another thing you want to check. This, I think these, these little guys just have some corrosion on them. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, the water pump bolts. Okay, so we've got the Rick's Motorsports stator in there. Comes with a really nice couple grommets here, and then it's 3 wires with a clip, which I had to disassemble. You know, there's just those little tabs that they lock inside the housing, and you just gently push those out to one side. Anyway, so in the process of trying to get a hole in this grommet so I could feed in the wires for the Hall effect, I nicked this wire. And so then I had to take the end off because I couldn't get the shrink wrap around it, but we're all good now. And so we'll just make a very, very good connection on the outside here and fix that wire. And then, but this is the only way I've been able to figure out how to get wires through here. So I cut it a little bit because I really want a good seal. And I mean, you probably could just splice this, or not splice it, but cut it and then just put a little bit of RTV like right here, you know, because this goes against the case. And then there's the gasket and the cover. But I just thought, let's just try to do it, you know, this way. So that's what we're doing.